soul, please sit straight with eyes closed. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. We'll chant Om 3 times together. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Gurave Namaha. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Om. Amen. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It is by the grace of God and Sri Gurudev we have assembled here in Sri Gurudev's ashram in Austria, in Tattendorf, to commemorate the 27th anniversary of this ashram, which is on tomorrow. Today is 5th September. This date takes me back to my childhood. We the children, little children, when we were in primary school, even pre-primary, preschool, this date, not the date, started as a very special, and this date is called as Teachers' Day. And in Odia, we called as Guru Divasa, Day of the Guru. At that time, Guru Purnima, all this, we didn't know. On this day, very early in the morning, with children, we used to go collect flowers from different people's garden. And that day, nobody will complain. Make garlands. Do you know garland for whom? For our school teacher. The school where I studied my primary school up to class 3. So preschool, standard 1, standard 2, standard 3, 4 classes. How many teachers? One teacher. And how many rooms? It's hall type 1. So they sat in groups, and the teacher sat near the entrance with a table and chair. And he used to go few minutes in one group, then to the other group, then to the other group, then to the other group. Like this, it was very, very interesting. You cannot imagine that type of school, and so much of discipline, joyfulness, playfulness, mischief, everything. And we respected the teacher. You cannot imagine. I don't know who taught us to respect. It was as if it was in our blood. On this day, we brought flower garlands, sandalwood paste, little vermilion, lamp, everything. So we made the teacher to sit on the chair. So we did, put the flower garland in the school, a secular school. It is nothing. India is a secular country. It is not Catholic or Christian or Islamic or Hindu. No. It is a secular country. This morning, I spent 16, 17 minutes, I think, less than 20 minutes with the children of Balasram along with the teachers. Why we celebrated today as the Teachers' Day? It is not too ancient. Our ancient tradition is Guru Purnima. This was modern. It was after the birthday of a teacher who later on became the President of India, a teacher. And his name is Dr. Radha Krishnan. Amazing person. He was born in South India in a Telugu Brahmin family. 1888, September 5th. I think there were 6, 7 siblings. During those days, it was very common. And he was a very good student. And during those days, the schools were mostly, started by the British, Western education. And even in the high school, colleges, universities, professors were from West. There was, when I was a student at Ravensa in 1970s, in the college campus, we had quarters, residence for the professors. So there are different categories. I saw there is IES quarter. I first thought, what is IES? Indian Education Service, and which was open either for the British or for Indian who could qualify. That you can't imagine how big residence, oh God. However, this young student, he wanted to study mathematics. But his family could not provide money to buy books. His relative, who was few years senior to him, said, don't worry, I have philosophy books, you study philosophy. Sometimes he told by humor, I did not study philosophy by choice. I studied philosophy out of compulsion. Otherwise, I could have become a mathematician. When he was studying philosophy, all the professors, British, and they're Christians. And when they speak of, even in the classroom, Sometimes they spoke little bit, demeaning Hinduism. And he was really upset because he loved his country. He wanted to know why. Is it really true what they are talking? So he studied. He first completed the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Then he studied Vedanta. His undergraduate dissertation at the age of 18, 19, it was published at his age of 20 as a book. His professors, those who are Western, British, they appreciated such a brilliant writing. The same student, in course of time, became a professor in Oxford. And his books, his teachings, it was just like bridging East and West together. Very, how to say, humble. As I told you the other day, the words of Einstein, the level of intelligence. The first level is smart. Second level, intelligent. Third level, brilliant. Fourth level, genius. Fifth level, he was. He was smart. He was intelligent. He was brilliant. He was genius, but he was humble. You cannot imagine, so humble he was. That was his quality, his ability. And it is said in the scriptures, Namanti Phalino Brukshaha. When I came to Europe, I think it must be 95 or 96, 2 years I went, 95 and 96. It was in Germany to Lahr, in Black Forest. It's a small town, but we had nice program. I saw the apple trees. Oh God, so much, they're breaking. I never saw trees loaded with so much of fruits. Then I saw pumpkins. You cannot imagine, through the window, I was just looking at those trees for hours. Just to look. It's God. Namanti Phalino Vrikshaha. As the trees bending down, the branches being loaded with fruits, Namanti Gunino Janaha. People with good qualities, people with knowledge, people with love, they are humble, they bend down. Humility. And today, the birthday of such a great person of, I'll not tell India, of humanity. Do you know? You just think. Think of Sikh religion. It is few centuries. How many centuries? 500, 600 years. 500, 600 years, not more. I don't know exact. You think of Islam. How many years? 1,400, 500. Christianity. How many years? Little more than 2,000. You think of Buddhism. You think of Jainism. You think of Judaism. You think of Zoroastrianism. You go back like this. You think 5,000 years ago, or so, there was no ism. Gurudev was telling, Kriya Yoga is the meditation. It was practiced when there was no ism. Gurudev was telling, it is God brought the supreme mystery of Kriya Yoga with his own creation. So it is word of Gurudev. You just think, when there was nothing, there is a beautiful song in Bengali. The song is Sadanandamayi Kali Mahakaler Manmohini. Oh, Sadananda, Sadananda means ever blissful, ever joyful divine mother. তুমি আপনি নাচো, আপনি গাও, আপনি দাও মা করতালি. You yourself singing, dancing, and enjoying your own dance, and you are meaning this creation is everything is only see. In that song, there is one beautiful line. The line is, Brahmanda chilona jokhon, mundamala kotha peli. You are the primordial mother before creation. When there was no creation, how could you have the rosary of human heads on your neck? Mother Kali has rosary of human heads. 2-3 days ago, I don't know who, a loving mother, gave me a tiny idol of the Divine Mother. So I thought she's giving me to return. She said, no, it is for you. I said, for me? She said, yes, for you. Then I kept it in front of my table, and I am looking at it. And when there was no creation, how you could have this? The question to Divine Mother. When you just think, in the beginning, or in human civilization, always remember, knowledge is universal. Truth is for all. It is not monopoly of anyone or anything. So you just think, in the beginning, or the available human scripture, which one? It is the Vedas. The Vedas, and what is the meaning of the word Veda? It is coming from the root verb vid, means to know. Veda means knowledge. We all have knowledge. We all have knowledge. You can't say no. We can tell that, or one will tell, I don't know this. For example, yes, I have knowledge, but not complete. You'll say, why? Because I don't know how to drive motor car. I don't know. So I have to depend upon Mangalanandji or Nisanganandji. I'll not depend upon Claudia. I have to test it. So I have to depend upon. I don't have this knowledge. So, but we all have knowledge. Do you know, we are born with knowledge. I have given this example just to refresh your memory. I'm again telling this. It was in 1993, in the month of August, September, during this time, a little baby boy was in my arm. It was in Jagatpur Ashram. I was holding that boy and showing the flower. A crazy idea came to me. There was a plant in Odia we call Chirahita, ever good. In Hindi, or they call Kalmeg. Everything is bitter. Leaf is bitter. Recently, somewhere, I was, one Swami was explaining that neem, he was explaining, its leaf is bitter, its flower is bitter, its fruit is bitter. I said, stop. I was there, I was listening. I said, stop. He stopped. Have you ever tasted neem fruit? He said, no. And if you have not tasted, how did you say that it is bitter? Everybody was, for example, you all are sitting and somebody is giving a talk and telling that this, and you obstruct and you tell, how did you tell that it is bitter? Is it not bitter? And that was the time when the neem fruit is ripe. I told him, go and taste it. Go and taste it. Neem fruit is sweet. Neem fruit is very tiny, very little thing to eat. But the seed is bitter. Neem oil is bitter. Neem honey is sweet, but with touch of bitterness. But this kalmek, chirahita, is everything bitter. Now you come. What I did, I took my hand, I pressed the lip a little, I brought my finger, and on the tongue of the baby, can you imagine? The face of the baby became so bitter. I thought, how could this baby, now the question, how could this baby distinguishes sweetness and bitterness? And bitterness makes the face uncomfortable. Years ago, during those days in aeroplane when you fly, they were giving complimentary newspapers, magazines. They used to come and newspaper. So whenever I flew from Europe to USA or USA to Europe, always I love to get Time, Newsweek, American journals. In one Time magazine, it must be somewhere, I read the scientists, they have made photograph of the baby in the womb. Baby is smiling. Baby is in a very joyful mood. Baby has pain, facial expression of suffering on the face in the womb. Now it is a question mark. How could baby have all these experiences if it is, the baby doesn't know? Because we tell the mind, memory, it is after birth. However, come back to the Vedas. The Veda means knowledge. Any knowledge we have, whether it is scientific, worldly, it is knowledge, spiritual, esoteric, metaphysical, it is also knowledge. That is why in the Vedas it is said, Dve vidye veditavye. There are two branches of knowledge should be studied, understood, and followed. One is apara, science, technology, economics, politics, commerce, business, all these. Para, spiritual. Two branches of knowledge. One should know, one should study. However, and the other name of the Vedas is Shruti. Shruti means it was not written down, it was communicated with oral discussion. Suppose I am talking, you are listening, you will remember it, you discuss, then you reflect upon, contemplate, let the knowledge be yours. It's just by oral, verbal communication. There was no written down. You just imagine when there is no use of pen and paper, no book, everything you have to memorize, the brain power increases. I'll tell you one funny example. In our school, this is when you knew the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, then we'll have multiplication table. 1 multiplied by 2, 1 multiplied by 3, then 2 with 1, 2 with 2, 2 with 3, 2 with up to 10, 3 with 1, 3 with 2. So you have to memorize this up to 25. 25 into 1 is 25, 2 to 53. Up to this is every child memorizes. And sometimes the teacher will ask, you tell me, so you have to memorize. You have to repeat it from your memory. So I used to play with my friends. I used to ask, because up to 25 number they know. I said, have you read about 26? I said, is there in, we don't have. In the book, it is not there. In the classroom, teacher doesn't teach. I said, I have in my book. He said, which book? I said, you ask me, you tell me. Then I just, which number you will tell me, I'll just multiply it. 26, 1, 26, 26, 52, 26, 3, 78, 26, 404, 26, 530, 26. I go on multiplying like this. You could tell this number, I did this. It's nothing a big thing. It is using the head a little bit. The same principle. You multiply double, and with, do you know what happened? When we started the art of writing, in the beginning we wrote, how did we write? Slowly came paper, then came book, then printing technology, then now e-books, then I have a gift with me, I carry it. It is Kindle. In Kindle, I have maybe 200 kilos of books or 300 kilos of books in one Kindle. I have. So now Kindle, when we were students, in our physics practical, you can use your mind, you can use log table, or you can use calculator. During those days, calculator was introduced. But if you use calculator, the teacher will put on your answer script, calculator used, log table used, or using mind. So if you are using calculator, then minus some points. You are permitted, but you will not get bits. So machines or the modern technology made the human brain really, memory is less and less and less, depending upon the memory of the computer, depending upon the memory of this smartphone, telephone, mobile telephone. We are not using human memory. Our memory is decreasing. When the children were memorizing, fantastic. Now what happened? Our rishis, they saw that human memory is decreasing. And it is decreasing now also. It is going on this trend. Some people, there are some children, it is exception. But general trend of human memory is decreasing. Same thing is happening in our aging process also. When I saw Gurudev, I saw him in 1980. In 1980, he was only 73. He was 73. And onwards, his memory, it was so, how could his memory become so good? However, the memory is decreasing. If I compare Gurudev's memory and my memory, I was very proud in my young age because of my memory. But when I saw Gurudev, my ego got punctured that he's having such memory. So, says Vyasa, divided the Vedas, made it 4, and slowly the written down system came. So these 4 Vedas I'm talking of, and in the line as Gurudev described, he said, what are the 4 Vedas? Rik, Yaju, Sama, Atharva. Gurudev said, what is Rik? Rik is coming from the root verb rich or re. But Gurudev said, rich means to chant, to pray, to sing, to communicate. So Gurudev said, any word coming from your mouth is mantra. because the Vedas are mantras. Every word that comes from your mouth is mantra. When we are doing some puja, or we go to the temple or mosque or church or pray, at that time we are very nice. But when we are talking with each other, how are we talking? Is it with love? Is it with joyfulness? Or is it with jealousy, anger, and so on? If every word that comes from the mouth, what type of words coming from our mouth? Why this, these words are coming? This year we published a book, its name is Hamsa Gita. Hamsa Gita is speaking of how to speak. How to speak. Be careful. It is said that your word might hurt people, and it is like arrow. Gurudev said bullet. Gurudev said word coming from your mouth might be more dangerous than bullet. The bullet might kill a person once, but your word which hurts others, again and again it kills the man. Whenever he or she remembers, he told this to me. He told this to me. And he or she feels hurt. And this is the karma we do. Be very careful. Rik means any word is coming from the mouth. Now this is Rik. Then the second Veda is Yaju. Yaju is coming from the root verb Yaj. Yaj is worship. Any word that comes from the mouth must be for what? Worship. Gurudev said also another meaning of Yaj is to associate. Gurudev said it is to unite. Then Gurudev gave the practical example. He said, I am hungry. I am hungry. So I told Ma, I'm hungry. This is mantra. And when this mantra entered to the ears of the mother, immediately mother is thinking what to feed, what to do, and bringing some food. Now you look at the food, Gurudev is telling, looking at the food will not fulfill your appetite. Gurudev said, looking at Hariharananda, this is the way Gurudev said, looking at Hariharananda, your appetite will not decrease. Looking at the food, your appetite might increase. So what will happen? Eat. Gurudev's word, seeing means being. Real seeing, if you are seeing, I'm seeing him or her, I should be that. Gurudev said, you see Hariharananda and be Hariharananda. He said, so I see everybody, Gurudev used to say, I'm seeing all presence of God. And he was not telling just verbally, just words. It should be in the feeling. So Gurudev says, you should take the food, put into the mouth, be united with. Be united with. This is the second Veda. Ruk Yaju, united with. Worship. Then comes Sama. Third Veda is Sama. Gurudev said, Sama means, Sama is melody. Sama is singing. But here Gurudev said, Sama is harmony. Sama is, those who sing, they use one instrument, its name is harmonium. To bring harmony. My hunger is gone. My hunger is gone. Then comes, do you know what comes? Joyfulness. Gurudev said Atharva. The meaning of Atharva Gurudev is this Gurudev's explanation, not dictionary meaning. Athar means bliss. Athar means joyfulness. Gurudev said, anything is happening to our life, it is in these 4 steps, 4 Vedas. I got the call of nature. I walked to the toilet. I sat on the toilet. I cleaned myself and I came out. 4 Vedas. Ruk, Yaju, Sama, Atharva. Atharva is joyfulness, bliss. Anything. 4 Vedas. 4 steps. That is knowledge. This much of introduction I gave to you. Do you know why? One mantra of the Veda is hitting my head since some time. This mantra is from Rig Veda. Rig Veda. No, this mantra is from Shukla Yajurveda 32/8. This mantra is from Shukla Yajurveda. Yajurveda is divided into 2 parts. Shukla means white or bright. Krishna Yajurveda is black. However, what this mantra is telling, this was in my head, and then I found the mantra complete. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Nidam. This was in my head. It is a part of that mantra. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Nidam. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Do you know what happens? It is my head. Sometimes a part of the mantra, sometimes a word will ring in my head. Then it comes stronger. Then I want to search. If I don't find it, I ask somebody, can you find it? Is it somewhere? I have written quite a few Odia songs in Odia. So what happens? I have not sat and thought and written. First the melody comes. Melody will be ringing in my head. From the melody comes the words. And the words become, the verse. If I don't write it down, then it disappears. It comes and disappears. Whichever I wrote down, it is there. But it comes. Then I remember when Gurudev, Sri Vijaya Krishna, Gurudev's childhood teenage guru, Vijaya Krishna, who told Gurudev, go to Sri Yukteswar to learn more. Vijaya Krishna, he was a householder. He had, do you know how many children? I think 11. Like Gurudev's father, only 11 children. You cannot imagine what type of person he was. His one book is printed in English, Ritambara. I don't know how many of you have read. It's a very, very highly philosophical and practical spirituality. Ritambara, it is printed in English by our ashram. Vijaya Krishna, it was a very beautiful combination in him. He was a person with deep spiritual, philosophical, state of mind he was having. On the other hand, he did little ritual also. It was a combination of the two. And his teaching, whenever he sat down and he spoke, and he will be speaking spontaneous. And whoever came, they sat down. Sometimes people wrote down whatever he was teaching. He told, whatever I'm talking, I'm not talking by reading the books. I'm talking I'm feeling a bit. And whatever I'm talking, it is all the Vedas, the Upanishads. You can compare with the Upanishads. You'll find, if you don't find, you think that those Upanishads are lost. It is from the Upanishad. If you don't find, those Upanishads are lost. Knowledge is like that. Knowledge is revealed. That knowledge should be practiced to be communicated. Otherwise, it comes and goes. So, this mantra from Sukla Yajurveda, mantra number 32/8. What is this mantra? Venaha tat pasyat nihitam guha sat yatra vishwam bhavati eka nidam. I'm not explaining the complete mantra. I'm just telling this part. Yatra vishwam bhavati eka nidam. Yatra means where. Yatra means in whom. Vishwam, the entire creation, the universe. Bhavati means becomes. Ekam means one. Nidam means nest. The entire universe is like one nest. If it is one nest, in one nest we all are. And ekam means it is a house or home undivided. What has happened to us? You just think, what has happened to us? We are so much divided from within, divided together, divided family, divided society, divided. When I came to West, I knew that Christian means Christian. I asked, what is your religion? I asked somebody. He said, I'm a Catholic. I said, are you not Christian? He said, no, I'm a Catholic. And I was shocked. I thought he's telling he's not a Christian, he's Catholic. So Catholic is separate. We are Catholic. It was interesting when last year we were in Switzerland. What is that place? All the temples, we visited a place. House of Religions. It was Bonn. It was in Bonn. So House of Religions. Under one roof, there is this temple, that temple, this Buddhist temple, mosque, a church like this. There is a story. The story is there are two brothers. Two brothers, they lived in the two ends of the village. One brother that side, one brother this side. And it was like little houses apart from each other. So one brother married, having family, children. The other brother was unmarried. And both were good. The unmarried brother is thinking, my brother is married, having so many children. What they will be eating? I have so much. So if I give some things, he might feel why. In the night time, what he does, he packs many things and takes it and keeps it in the door of the brother. Food, gifts, this, that. So the other brother who is married and having children, he thinks, my brother is not married, staying alone. what he will be cooking, what he will be eating. So what he does, he carries a basket of food and this and keeps. This drama was going on. Nobody knows who is doing what. It continued for years after years. What happened one day when this brother is bringing and this brother is bringing, so coincidental they saw each other in the middle of the village. The end of the story. And this thing was revealed to the village people. And the village people really loved this type of love, and they wanted to make a memorial at this meeting point in the center of the village. Now, suppose we all are sitting from the village. So, what to build? So, the Hindus said we should build a temple. The Muslims said no, we should build a mosque. The Christians said no, we'll build a church. So there was conflict. You see, this two, it is a memory for union, and we are divided. We are divided. What has happened to us? Why our mind is divided? Why I cannot love others? Why I cannot treat others as myself? People with ego, they think they are the best. They are the best. You know, I am the best and the others are. Tell me. Not better. There was a mathematics teacher. He drew one line in the blackboard with chalk. During those days, blackboard and chalk, a line. And he told anybody who can make this line smaller without erasing a part of it. Am I clear? He drew a line. And he told anybody who can make this line smaller without erasing a part of it. One student stood up. He went, because others were quiet. He took the chalk from the teacher and drew another line little bit longer. Do you know who was this child? It was not a story. It was this child later on became a very famous monk. He was married. And his name is Swami Ramatirtha. I don't know if you have heard his name. A really beautiful monk. He died very young, died in the Himalayas. His books, plus in the woods of God realization. He came to Japan, he came to USA, just one trip, went back. And he used to, I have told about him that when he used to address, he used to say, the public, not ladies and gentlemen or this. He said, myself in the form of ladies and gentlemen. His wife asked him after he went back from, did you ever think of me? He said, no. You never thought of me? No. You never thought of me? He said, can anybody think of his nose? Nose is with me all the time. So you are always with me. We think of somebody when the person is away. We think we are not. What is happening in human life? Why we are not feeling this togetherness? Always with insecurity, fear, ego, jealousy, competitive spirit, comparison, and so on. It is all divided. Everything is divided. we divide, if we think of with the human beings, about human beings, what we did, gender, color, religion, language, and and food, everything. Always you look and immediately we don't see the unity among us. We always find out what is the difference. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Nidam, in whom the entire creation is just like a nest. You just think of a nest. In the nest, in the late afternoon, the birds come back. They sit the two together like this. Togetherness. Have you ever read the Ark of Noah? In one ship, everybody lived. They lived or not? You know the Ark of Noah? In the Old Testament, everybody lived. So if everybody lived, that means the cat and the mouse, they have lived together. The lion and the human, they have lived together. All are in one. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Eka Nidam. One nest, one home. But we are divided. It is unfortunate. You just think, if this is a thought, it is not thought, it is truth. Suppose we all are here. You might have heard a story, the story of, you think of Indian train. In Indian train, one Christian father, priest, one Muslim religious teacher, you call as mullah, or one Hindu priest, Brahmin, with their typical dress, they're sitting next to each other, but they're like this. No one is looking at each other. Before I tell this story, I'll tell you one real incident. In India, not long ago, in last century, lived a holy man in Vrindavan. His name is Swami Saranananda. Pujya Swami Sarananandji, he was blind. He was blind in his young age, maybe 10, 11 years old, he became blind. He lost both the sides. He was born in a good family and became blind. And being really sad about his life, he left home and he, walking, he reached Vrindavan. He met his guru. By the grace of the guru, he really got whatever he wanted to know. Everything was, he had no vision and completely got conscious in that ecstasy. In Vrindavan, there is a temple of Lord Krishna, they call Banke Vihari. So he used to go to the temple. One day somebody asked, Swamiji, why do you come to the temple? Because he has no eyesight. Why do you come here? He said, because he wants to see me. Very, very innocent, simple reply. He wants to see me. So, is it so? Then he said, today he has put on these clothes, isn't it? That man looked at the deities, it's the same cloth. He had no eyesight. his teachings were amazing. One day he was going the train. So when he was going the train, there was a priest, Christian priest. He asked, "What do you think of Christianity? What do you think of Jesus?" He said, "Yes, I love Jesus." So tell little more. He said, "I love God as my brother. I love God as my brother. And he's son of my brother, my nephew. I love him as my nephew." Very, there's nothing but very simple. I love God as my brother, and he's son of my brother, my nephew. Can anybody easily accept it? But he's telling, I love God. I love him. I love him as my nephew. The priest was really surprised, shocked, but got fascinated. And there is a beautiful conversation between them. However, come back to this story. In the one bench, three people sitting. In the front, there was a journalist with a photographer, and he was from West. You think of old time, not nowadays. You have those days this Polaroid camera. You could print the photograph. So that type of camera. Nowadays you can show your mobile telephone. Everybody has. Do you know? Uh, Peter Baba asked me, "What is your time?" It is not at this. I said, "Yes, I know it is." "No, what is your time?" He said, "I don't have time. My mobile telephone is my time. I'm not using wristwatch anymore." So mobile telephone is a wristwatch, alarm clock, camera, still camera, video camera, computer, telephone, television, and so on. This calculator, your office, your notepad, everything. That's so. However, so these three people, they're sitting like this, and slowly the train is going, and slowly night came, and slowly they're dozing. One is touching the other one, then becoming conscious. And when sleep comes, really, what will happen? There is a beautiful verse in Sanskrit, Nidra Turanam Nahisthana Buddhi. Those who are really overpowered with sleep, they don't know where they are. They sleep. So they have slept. How they are sleeping? One is under the thigh of the other. Another is like this, they are sleeping. That journalist who was sitting and observing these three people, their typical behavior, took a photograph. And slowly, when the sleep got decreased and night is going, they came and they sat like this again. And this photographer, he took this photograph and said, "Look, can you see this photo? All this division disappears when there is either knowledge or there is complete ignorance, sleep." We are not living in knowledge. We are not living in love. We are not living in harmony. We are not living in accepting each other. We are not living in respecting each other. We should respect each other. Why not? It was a beauty with Gurudev, which I don't follow. Gurudev did not say, usually, in English, you is very common. You can be for anybody. In Indian language, we have many forms of you. He used you with respect. One day Gurudev told me, do you know why I use this? Many people don't know that why Gurudev was using apana, apni. He said, Gurudev's first monastic disciple, his name is Swami Premananda. He was very close to Peter Baba. Peter Baba was very close to him. Swami Premananda, Bhakti Baba. So Gurudev was calling him Tumi. And other disciples also started calling him to me. They used Gurudev word with respect and dealing with him little bit like this. So Gurudev decided, I will not use this word so that others will use the same way, the way I use. When I came here in the beginning, when I started learning German, so there was always which form to use, do or see. So even to guide meditation, how to address, you please sit straight. In German, it can be in two forms. I think in many European languages, this same thing will. So we used with, even for me, I used with respect. Bitte sitzen Sie gerade. Schließen Sie die Augen. Nice. We should respect each other. We should love each other. We should understand each other. We should accept each other. That's all. I think time is over. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Ekanidam. This is in the logo, in the monogram of Tagore's University, Shantiniketan. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Ekanidam, in whom the entire creation is like a nest. Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us pray to God and Sri Gurudev, O God, O Gurudev, bless me. I will change myself. I will see good in all. I will love all from my heart. In my thought, words, and action, I will bring harmony, peace, unity, and amity. There is too much of division I see, O God and Gurus. I will rise above this. I will feel we all are one, in one nest, one family. Bless us to be in that togetherness. I bow to God. I bow to all the divine incarnations. I bow to all the masters of all times and all places. I bow to my beloved Gurudev with gratitude from my heart. I bow to all of you and the entire creation. Let there be peace, progress, and prosperity everywhere. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Let all be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Let all be healthy. Sarve bhadrani pasyantu. Let all be noble. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Let there be no suffering, misery anywhere. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Avasishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Thank you all.